Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies coming to you with an Irish peated whiskey called Connemara.
An Irish peated whiskey.
Irish and peated.
And Star Wars.
Force Awakens, we're going to discuss it. We've seen it, spoilers, but we'll warn you before we get into said spoiler.
That's right.
Test it!
Test it.
All right,
we have recurring themes sometimes. We're both big fans of Star Wars. That's
huge.
When we became friends 20 plus years ago, we were both big fans of Star Wars.
That was like the icebreaker. Yeah.
So we talk Star Wars and Broncos a lot. We have both seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yes.
We're going to talk the movie. There's going to be spoilers.
But we'll warn well before, like give you 5 seconds.
We'll just say it right now. We'll have to figure out what time it is. We'll insert a little deal in there that says fast forward to the 6-minute mark or whatever.
Right. There'll be an annotation. We'll ramble. So right now, do we want to tell people, if you don't want to know spoilers, stop right now.
Stop.
Okay, pause it right now. Well, yeah,
but
there'll be an annotation that'll say go to this level, but we're getting ready to go into spoilers, so if you don't want it, stop. Right there, stop.
Okay, so I went with my boys. You went with your family.
Right. First, let me tell you, boys had to pee about 40 minutes in. I'm walking toward the bathroom.
I made my boys go.
Okay.
We're sitting in there waiting. I'm like, you're going to the bathroom now. I'm going to.
Good call.
Before it starts.
Good call. We tried that.
But my 13-year-old still had to get up and go during the movie.
Gotcha. Right. And the problem is we're walking toward the bathrooms. One of the other multiple theaters that is showing Force Awakens lets out, and there's a loud talking lady. And again, here comes a huge spoiler. I can't believe Han Solo dies in this one. I was like, shut up! I haven't even started my movie yet.
Who does that?
Oh, she's like, yeah, we got to make sure nobody tell Uncle Joe that Han dies. Oh. And I wanted to like grab her by the hair and just shake her. Like, shut up. I haven't seen it. Shut up. Right? But
I had an inkling that was happening because I didn't read or do that much. I didn't want to have the spoilers before I went. But there was an article I had read and it said spoiler coming up. So I thought, well, I'll read it. I'll get a little bit of a taste of what's going on. And it's like it opened up, Han Solo dies. And I'm like, well, F. It didn't even warn you in the article that a major character is going to die. Don't read if you don't want to know who it is. Right, it was like the first line, Han Solo's dead.
I love Han so much, I probably would have just seen it because I'll kind of scan an article.
Well, the thing is, though, and that was a rumor, though, so I didn't want to. I thought, well, it could be true, maybe it isn't. We'll keep an open mind going into it.
We won't tell you where or how he dies, but that kind of soiled it.
People, if you're watching this, you either don't care or you've seen it.
Good point.
So.
Good point. Okay, so.
I seen it coming naturally on the walkway.
All right, so that's a particular. Now, overall thoughts. Movie as a whole. What do you
Now, I love the movie. I loved Star Wars being back, the original. I mean, you had the humor, you had the real sets, you had the Millennium Falcon flying around, you had X-Wings and TIE Fighters. So much was back from 30 years ago, from 1983. This is what we wanted with the original, with the prequels when they come out with episodes 1, 2, and 3. We wanted more of a tie-in to the original series.
I don't know if that's what
I expected. I think fans expected it.
I just wanted more Star Wars.
But I was so disappointed that here we are attacking another Death Star.
Yeah,
it's like, really? That's all they could come up with?
Well, the fact that it was basically a redo of the original Star Wars Episode 4. It was like a redo. And I was like, it's the same kind. We're on a desert planet. There's a droid that has plans for a Death Star type thing. Yeah. And
that's fleeing the First Order.
Yeah, or
similar to the Republic that they're looking for him.
Well, yeah, or the Empire that's looking
for him. The Empire,
So they're fleeing, And I mean, I love the new characters. I thought Finn was good, Ray's good. You don't get to what is Poe, the pilot. You don't really see too much. You know, yeah, he was okay. All right. The new villain's good. I was glad the villain doesn't die. Like, I love Darth Maul. If they would have kept Darth Maul around from the first, from Phantom Menace, he would have been scary.
Now, some of the speculation, though, is that there's a reason that, i.e., history repeats itself with this.
Yeah, I know. But
some of the online theory with so many tie-ins to Episode 4.
The part where when they're briefing on this planet Starkiller, and it looks just like the briefings for the Death Stars. Yeah. And Hans even says those are easy to take out.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of chuckles, and I thought, oh, and here's what I thought was going to happen. So at least it caught me off guard a little bit. I thought J.J. Abrams was going to have them fail in this attack. I thought they would go in and just it wasn't going to happen.
Rocky.
Yeah, right. And now you've got this thing that's going to jump off for the future that, okay, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So how the heck do we do it? The old standby didn't work.
Yeah.
And I even thought Han would die, like, trying to get it or whatever. But they even redo the trench scene.
Yeah. And not in length, though. It was pretty short.
Yeah,
here they are, yeah.
And then when they blew it up, I was just sitting in the theater going, what? I mean, come on. I guess it's because I thought, oh, JJ's going to trick us and it's not going to blow up. It's not going to be just like Star Wars. This is where they're going to break off. And then they didn't. And I walked out of there going, visually looks good. I like the use of the graphics. The storyline was good. The humor was good. The whole movie was a little sad, though. Everything's sad. Like, Rey was left on the planet. She's sad. And Finn doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
I don't think I think of it as sad. I think of it as there's a lot of information we don't know.
Yeah, but there's this tenor of sadness. I mean,
why certain things happen.
Leia and Han being gone from each other forever, and Luke's missing, and then their son's bad, and everything's just kind of like sad.
And I knew from reading some stuff or just seeing online that everybody was looking for Luke in this. And that was kind of the basis of it. Both, the Republic didn't know, or the Resistance didn't know where he was, and the First Order didn't know where he was, and everybody's trying to find him.
Yeah, once again.
So I really thought it would just be this little skirmishes, little battles in between while everybody's trying to find Luke. And that would have been a good movie.
Well, once again, like a Jedi that's a hermit, Obi-Wan, boom, Yoda, boom. I mean, and I'm like, I don't know. It just felt like a redo, and it wasn't even a bad redo. It was a good redo.
Yeah.
But
even in the Han and the Kylo Ren on the walkway, I'm like, this is Luke and Darth Vader.
Yeah, I know. Even with the walkway, although...
And it was son and father. And here's son and father on another walkway again. Really? Which one is turned to the dark side?
Yeah, so...
I don't know what was up there. Yeah, there were so many tie-ins. It's kind of disappointing in that, but I still liked it overall.
I know. As soon as I got home, I went and read a bunch, and it talks about it being a refresh, and they wanted to make sure you're back in the old Star Wars, and that this is what's going forward. And they did introduce these new characters, but I walked out of there pleased and disappointed. I'm pleased that there's this whole plethora of Star Wars coming. And a little disappointed with the show as a whole. So, but, I feel like I need to get Battlefront the game too, because I want to go fight all those battles that happened 30 years prior, when the Star Destroyers wrecked and down there.
But you need to get like a PS4 first. I don't think they make it for Xbox.
I've got a 360.
Edition of
I've got
Xbox.
A 360, but I don't think they make it for that too. It's either the One or the PS4.
Yeah.
I actually want to get the PS4 because of that, I can't even remember. There's some game about an apocalyptic deal. It's like a story-based thing. I can't remember what it is. Put it in the comments. All right, so to this.
Okay,
this
so
was
no more.
Christmas
You're gonna have
gift.
to no more Star Wars
Spoilers are over.
No. So
right here,
tune people
there's
in
a
right
thing
now.
that says "Come back in." Right here at this point, you're back in. Spoilers are over. There you go. Go see Star Wars if you haven't seen it. It's worth seeing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So an Irish peated whiskey. This is a Christmas gift bottle from someone at the office. And I really appreciate that they got me this because they knew I liked peated, but they wanted to get something totally unique and different, and that is a 100% gift success. I'd never had an Irish peated whiskey.
Yeah, I hadn't had it either. I've seen both good and bad on it. So
You've seen?
and I almost bought it before in the liquor store, in reviews and just comments on Twitter. Some people love it, some people don't.
Right. The nose is, I don't get a strong peat right off the bat. I almost get,
It's a very light peat that's in there.
right, I think there's a hint of that. I get a little bit of like ginger spice. Something a little sour. And I don't know, almost like a furniture polish.
There's an underlying sweetness. I would say a honey, probably.
I would agree.
But other than the very light peat and honey, sweetness, that's it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I get that little, like I said, there's a slight floralness to it as well. And I'm used to my peateds being that real strong, that Lafroig, that Ardbeg. So I was sitting there going, okay, it's peated, but it's not slapping me around with the peat.
Yeah.
What do you get on the flavor?
There's a little bit of peat in there. I'm not sure what kind of peat it is, but it tastes like burnt plastic and burnt hair.
Hold on, let me swallow. Burnt hair.
Yep.
Like you're lighting the candles for the 16th birthday, and the gal with the long hair leans over a little far and catches her hair on fire.
And then you taste it. Ugh.
I don't know about ugh. Oddly enough, I'm not going to disagree with you on the burnt hair. And that is funny. I had not had that in my notes. But the burnt hair you are hitting, because it's that weird sting that you get in your nose when that hair first burns, that you're right, that almost even has, you're right, I had not had that in my notes at all, but I will not disagree with you that there is a flavor note in there that is somewhat reminiscent of burnt hair. But I didn't have that until you said it. Let me try it again now. You've thrown me, but I did pick that up. I don't get the plastic.
It's similar to the Swiss peated, the Santis that we had, I think it's a little worse.
I do not get the Santis at all. The Santis had like a hickory fire. This, and I know that's your palate. I get a little bit of nutmeg. The peat is way underneath, which surprised me with this. And then I get a caramel sweetness, a sugary, watery, almost like sugar water flavor though.
Sugar. Give me sugar.
What is the ABV? 40%. Let me try a drop of water, but that is interesting. I do kind of get an aftertaste that until you said it, I don't think I would have put it on there, but it is a little bit of that, that burnt hair. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there, and that's interesting you brought that up.
I don't like it. And when you said we were going to review it, I said, do I have to taste it again?
Yeah, he wasn't up on it. I still like it. I will admit the very first taste of it, it didn't meet my expectations of what a peated whiskey is. And I was a little like, And then I let it breathe, and I came back to it, and I warmed up to it as its own unique flavor. But it is not what I think you would think is a peated whiskey. If you're thinking Ardbeg Lafroig, no, it is not that at all. It's not even a Talisker with a hint of brine. I don't know how to classify it as peated. Did you add any water?
No.
You didn't. Maybe the water
I did
changes it up.
I did when I tasted it yesterday.
All right, I know you've
So-
had it with water. I'm just saying
It's,
you don't want
it's 40%, so it's right
Do you
there
want
at
me to
bottom
take the
end.
rest of yours?
Yeah,
I do
you can
like
drink
it. I guess as far as peateds go, I like that peated smoke punch when I go peated, and it for me doesn't quite deliver on that. It doesn't deliver the favorite part of that peated, and then it sweetens it up a lot. But I kind of like that sugar water sweetness on the back end.
Sugar.
Why do you keep saying that? Sugar.
Men in Black.
I didn't know that.
Edgar in the human suit.
I wasn't getting it.
No.
Sugar. Oh, that's right, because that thing needs the
Give
sugar.
me sugar. More.
I remember that, and then his face was all weird and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edgar, something's wrong with your face.
All right. So, do you have a malt mark?
Yes. Do you have yours?
I put it at an 86. 86. It's 85, 86. I'll say 86. I wish the people. What are you putting out? 10.
I
dislike it that much?
I can see myself never picking this bottle up, never recommending it. See, if I was at a bar and it was the only thing on the shelf, I wouldn't drink it.
Really? Huh.
And I give it a 10 because maybe there's probably something out there worse. And I need to reserve a lower malt score, I think, for those. But this is, and again, this is my palate.
Sure.
And even, I'm not big on the peateds, but I would choose a Lefroy 100 times before I chose that.
Well, the Lefroy is awesome, but
It is a burnt hair and a burnt plastic taste to it, and it's nasty.
what is odd, I will give you that once you said hair, it does have a little bit of the, it's a little bit of that burnt hair, but I don't know how you say that's not bad, but I mean, it's just part of the transition it moves through. And then it sweetens up for me. So I can't say you're wrong on that. But let's just, okay, I'll just go, I'll go 85. I know I'm saying 85, 86, but I don't find it nearly, I mean, I would drink this. I mean, heck, I drank quite a bit before I loaned it over to you. So I like it.
If the zombie apocalypse happened and I went 5 years without whiskey and I ran into some guy walking down the road and he wanted to trade me this, I wouldn't do it.
Well, what would he be trading it for?
Ammo.
Would you take it for a bullet? You would trade me away for that.
No.
No? I'm worth more than that? Okay. Wow. Huh. I'm just speechless with your 10. I've never seen you score anything at 10. So burnt hair doesn't score
I
well.
debated how low to go with it.
Huh.
Because I thought even a 50 or a 60, I'm admitting it's somewhat good. I'm sorry, Connemara, but I don't like it.
Does it say how old it is? I think it's
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a non-age statement. I think it's an NAS. So, well, I did not find it. I mean, it won a bunch of awards in like 2007 or something.
Yes.
Okay. It did not win the Bruno Award.
Nope.
Unless you're scoring on a 1 to 10. Is that a 1 to 10 scale?
Nope.
All right. Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.